Hello, I'm going to give my arguments on why voting should not be a right but an obligation and why it shouldn't be used as a way of protest. From 1988 to 2018, the average of people who have decided to not vote or keep their vote null during the elections has been 40%. 40% of our Mexican population who is able to vote don't do so. Let's put that in perspective. Now I have the numbers here because they're very large and I need to read them. So 93,984,196 citizens are registered in the INE. Out of that, 40% don't vote. This would be a number of 37,593,678.4 citizens. Now the rest 60% do vote. These are 56,390,517.6 citizens. Now this seems like a very big number, but you know how much percentage it is of the total population of Mexico? That's the 43%. This isn't even a majority. Considering the past elections, our dearest president gathered a total of 30.1 million votes. That's 1/3 of people who are registered in the INE, which is a 23% of Mexico's total population. Is that democracy? So, based on consequentialism, this would be wrong, because you're avoiding a responsibility you have as a citizen, and you're leaving less number of votes and more responsibility towards the other ones who do vote. And based on deontological ethics, this would be correct, because if it's your way of protesting, you're not hurting anyone and you're doing it in a pacific way. Nevertheless, I stand more for consequentialism, since we need to start thinking more about our actions and what consequences they will bring upon us, and start thinking about others as well. Now, if you're planning on doing so as a way of protest, think about this. Do politicians really care if you don't vote? Like, how does this affect them and their political careers? In fact, if you decide not to vote, you leave more chances for those who are not capacitated enough or prepared as they should be. You leave more chances for them to win. There are other ways to protest without leaving aside the well-being of our country. And certainly, evading a responsibility is not a way to do so. This is the counter-argument. With all arguments given, we cannot force all enrolled citizens in the INE to vote due to the following reasons. First of all, there might be situations in which you just can't attend to the voting place. For instance, illness, accidents, or just because the place is too far away for you to get there. In fact, in pandemic times, this would be even more complicated to achieve. Second, even if there are people who are not voting, democracy is being carried out in an acceptable way. Those who want to vote, vote. Those who care about the country, vote. At the end, it's their responsibility, and if they don't, they will face the consequences. And third, every citizen has the right to protest and express their way of thinking in any way they consider correct. In fact, not voting is a very peaceful way to do so, and considering that there will be never a perfect candidate for a government, we aren't really harming anyone.